Now, the head of the UN's Intellectual Property Agency has told the BBC that there's no appetite yet for new global rules to govern artificial intelligence. He was talking as new figures show that AI is behind a growing number of the international patent applications. However, the overall number of applications fell last year, 1.6%, the first fall in 14 years. Our reporter, Jonathan Josephs, asked World Intellectual Property Organization Director General Daren Tang if that means that difficulties in the global economy were getting in the way of innovation.
I think what we are seeing is that for the last 2 years, there has been a difficult situation macroeconomically. Interest rates have gone up, money supply has dried up, and with the result that venture capital deal flow has reduced considerably. And I think what this means is that it may be resulting in a reduction of oxygen to the fire of innovation. And I think what we need to do is that we are trying to encourage policymakers to look at this and to make sure that when people are innovative, they have all the best environment, right, to bring their ideas to the market.
When central banks are thinking about the cost of borrowing, are they thinking sufficiently about innovation and the perhaps chilling effect that high costs of borrowing can have on innovation?
I think there are probably two ways to look at this. But in these moments of downturn, right, what we tend to see is that there's a focus on quality again. That may not necessarily be a bad thing for innovation ecosystems around the world. So for when the cycle turns up again, there will really be game-changing technologies that come into the market. It's just like after the financial crisis in 2010.
So when we look at innovation in the global economy at the moment, a lot of the talk is about artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
What are the trends that you're seeing? Are companies actually coming up with ways to use this emerging technology?
Digital technology is growing 170% faster than other types of technology. And within that, right, AI patenting activity is growing at 700%. And 20% of that 700% is generative AI patenting activity. So we're certainly seeing in the IP data that a lot of the growth is coming from AI and generative AI. And I think we're beginning to see some of these applications. So for example, we know that there has been an AI called Gnome that has created millions of new materials, crystals, that can be used for all kinds of applications. And I think these are early days yet, and I think what I like to say about AI is, that if any new technology, we probably overestimate its impact in the short run, but underestimate its impact in the long run.
When we think about artificial intelligence, does the world need a new set of rules to govern how the trademarks and the creativity that comes from AI is being used and how it's governed?
I think that at this point of time, the consensus is that, and the courts in many of these countries have said that we're not ready yet to name AI as an inventor or as a creator. And I think that decisions probably make sense because what AI is doing right now is that it's learning and replicating what's out there in the world. And until we reach a stage where there's genuine human level of intelligence, artificial general intelligence, as they say, I think the IP system would still be fundamentally the same. But right now, I don't think there's an appetite to have a big global AI IP and AI treaty. Let's see what happens. It's possible that the world moves in that direction in time to come.
Yeah, fascinating space.